Yo, Happy New Year's. What is good? It's Rod Wavy. As you can see, the background's a little different. Me and the fam took a vacation to Honolulu, Hawaii, just to celebrate the new year. But I still want to hit you guys with some content. So, let's get into it. Today, we're making loose with LIL TJAY. Let's do it. Alright, so, back in the hotel room, and I flew 9.5 hours from Chicago to get here and realize that I forgot my mic. So these next couple videos might be a little rough, but we're gonna get through it. So I recently made this loop. I can hear artists like LIL TJAY or LIL POPPA on it, and I really wanted to break it down because there's a few tricks in here that I think will really help you take some of your loops to the next level. So let's hop into it. So the key of this sample is F minor. We're at 165 BPM. Here's what the full thing sounds like. Alright, the first things I want to break down are the vocals, because in my opinion, that's the main things that are keeping your attention in the loop. So, who do they sound like alone? Alright, so it's a couple different ad-libs and one vocal loop. The vocal loop comes from Kavi's R&B kit that he dropped recently, and all the vocal chops come from different kits that I've gained over the years. So one of the tricks I want to teach you guys is harmonizing your vocal chops. So the key is in F minor. We can start off with this one. I took that down a few semitones to F from B flat minor, but I also layered it with the original in B flat minor because that's also in the key of F minor. So together, here's what they sound like. And in my opinion, that gives the vocal chops a really interesting and unique sound that you don't usually get. Do that at the right times and that really add a lot of body and originality to your mixes. I also did it with these vocal chops. That one's my personal favorite. And these. Next we have the piano. Here's what that sounds like. Alright, a couple things here. When you're doing your main chords, you want to make sure you leave some space. So this section right here has got a lot going on, no notes playing. A little bit of room here with a couple passing notes, which is fine as long as they're not too loud. I usually do a lot of my pass notes and a lot of my runs and stuff, especially in the chords towards the beginning, in transition chords like this one right here, and at the end. That just helps the transition better and gives it a lot more energy. Next I have this top melody. I play all of this using the pentatonic scale, with the exception of this note right here, which is the blues note. Here's what that sounds like. Alright, so for these notes right here, and a couple of them at the end, I play using triplets instead of in 1/4 step time. But the reason, I don't even know if that's the right word for that. I'm gonna find that out for you guys. Alright, Future Rob here. I found out for you guys. It's not called 1/4 step time. So when you're playing in triplets, that's called 3/4 step time instead of 4/4 step time. I learned that from my music friend. Stay knowledgeable. But the reason for that is it gives it a different sound, and to me it's a lot more emotional because the notes are spaced further apart. Next thing we have is this pad layered with the piano chords. Layering your piano with instruments like pads or electric pianos like a Rhodes or a World makes it sound more lush and gives it a lot more emotion. Also, it'll fill in the frequency spectrum more so that your entire mix will sound fuller. So don't neglect that. Next thing we have is this bass. Is this a Scarby Rickenbacker bass? wanna know how I did that bass stop? What I'll do is I take a note, drag it out further than where I want it to stop. Then I add a little short note where I want the bass to have that little boom. Then I add a little short note where I want the bass to stop, and that's what that gives it that sound. And the very last thing for this loop is this little percussion ambience I have. Here's what it sounds like with no effects. So I wanted to tuck it in the background a little bit more, just give it a little bit of ambience, a little bit of background texture. So the first thing I did was take this EQ and duck out a lot of the highs and the mids. Added a Fruity Love filter. The perk loop already had a lot of reverb, so it didn't need a lot, but I did add a little bit more, just make it more washed out, because that's the sound I was going for. So, boom, Valhalla, always a go-to. I almost forgot. I also have these guitar chops out of Arcade. It comes from the chop line. Here's what it sounds like. Try not to use too many guitar chops. You want to leave space for the artist and also other instruments that you have going on in the loop. But just a few of them here and there to add little accents, really take your loop to the next level and add some more character to it. So, you know what I'm saying? Throw them in there. Alright, and with that, that's the full loop. Thank you guys for watching. My fault again for not having my microphone. So if it's a little rough with the sound, that's on me. I promise you when I get back to the crib, we'll be back to our usual quality. But for now, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram if you don't mind, man. Y'all be smooth out there. Happy New Year's. Peace.